Alright guys, welcome to Doozer Shop. Last time we were talking about Bijur lubricator fittings. I got some on my Giddings & Lewis horizontal boring mill. DJ on YouTube there, he's got some on his power hacksaw. And we were talking about, you know, cleaning them and stuff like that. And I figured out some things, more than the last video. Let me take a handheld and show you what I got. Alright, so let me turn you 100% around. I've been setting the camera on top of the control box here of the Harding HLVH just because it's a good height and I don't have a tripod. So it works pretty well setting it up there. I've actually got the cross slide off of this and the oil pump out of this to repair the scummed up Bijur fittings in this lathe. And let me take you quick and show you. This is the pile of parts. Okay, these are brand new fittings in the bags. I ordered whatever. Didn't even open them yet. So that's the lubrication manifold. And actually, let's see here. It comes in that port there, and these are the outlet ports, 2 for the cross slide, 2 for the bed, and this is kind of how it works. It's just got it's got just an 1/8 inch pipe thread to compression. So what that is, it's 1/8 inch pipe thread into like a little steel dealio there with an O-ring, right? And what that does is that presses into there and seals. But if you look at this guy, I'm going to try to focus. You got to give it a second. FRA. Now the ones on the Giddings Lewis are MSA, MSB, MSG, MSF, whatever, I don't know. But I figured this out. The F series, I believe, has filter felt. F stands for felt. M stands for mesh, as in mesh screen. Now, I could be wrong about this, but that's what I've derived. And when I say filter felt, I mean like, it's got a little piece of felt. I've been using this for way wipers. But it's got a little piece of felt inside, and it's got a little screen inside, like a faucet screen would have. All right. So F is for filter. F is for felt. And M is for mesh. The R in the middle is for reverse flow. If that was standard flow, it would be an S. So reverse flow means it comes from the 1/8 inch pipe thread side, which happens to have the O-ring fitting on it, to the tube compression fitting on the bottom. So F would be felt, R would be reverse flow, and reverse flow, that arrow is pointed towards the tube fitting. Have this been an FS for standard flow, the arrow would be the opposite direction, pointing towards the 1/8 inch pipe thread. So that's what I found out. So the number 1 is the flow. These tubes go down in there, and the pump is in that well, and the source goes there. So that's how these work. But that's the thing, and you can only buy Fs, right? You can only buy the Fs from Bijur, Delamon today. Okay, so now let me take you back. I'll show you. We'll just take one of these with us. We'll just remember that the reverse flow is for the Harding. These are the old ones. The new ones are in the bag, and that's fine. So let's take this over here with us. All right, so that's from the Harding. FRA0. Now this is from the Giddings and Lewis 000. We're just kind of showing here. Nope. MSA, FRA. So like I said, the middle, the S is standard flow. Note the arrow on the side points to the 1/8 inch pipe. On the reverse flow, the arrow points towards the tube fitting connection. And I think the A just means it's a standalone fitting. It does not have the T's or the elbows with it. Okay? Standalone fitting. Now, as far as the screens, there's two screens here. One's a little more tattered. It would have a screen, and this little piece of felt would be on the F's. So you cannot get this anymore, right? So instead of an MSA, I would have to buy an FSA. And the only difference is it has not only the screen, but it has the felt piece also. Okay. So this one's not directional. I mean, it's directional, but it's MTC. Now, there's MTC, there's MTG. The last digit refers to the T fitting that's on this, or the elbow fitting that's on this. So really this if I wanted this specific fitting alone, I would order an MTA, because A means nothing else. But seeing as they don't have the M's anymore, the mesh filters, they have the F is the mesh and the felt. So it would be I would order an F T A, because as I said, A is the standalone fitting. So that's what I found out. Now, so one side has like a little soft plug, a Welch plug, with 4 little pinholes in it. And you can see, maybe you can't see, there's like a little coil spring. It's actually a flat, it's a conical spring. In the one side, it's like a little metering. It's a metering. It meters a volume of fluid. These are not restrictors. These are volumetric dispensers. It's like a piston with a specific volume inside that it will let dispense. This is a 00, so this is really small. Oh no, this is the 5. That's right. So this is really big flow. Yep, that's right. Now, you probably can't see in there because it's so dark. Well, anyways, you can dig down in there with a dental pick and you can pull the screen out, right? You can pull that out. And on the F's, this is just a snip of my other felt. It's going to have a really smaller than this piece of felt in there. And in the metering hole, it's actually an annular metering device. It has a pin in a hole. And I believe the size of the pin dictates the flow. And it's how much oil can flow through the hole with the pin in it. So it's an annulus type flow. If you pull the screen out, the pin falls out this side. So you can do that. I can clean this out, put the pin in, put the screen in, and you just pull the screen over like a little drill bit or something and stuff it in there. It's got a little retainer. See the little cinch crimps? It's like a little brass ring. You don't have to pull that out. You just use the dental pick. And then you just shove that screen in. But if I originally had the idea of pulling the screens out and just running these without the screens, but then the pin fell out. I'm like, oh, the screen retains the pin. Whatever, I can't do that. And in cleaning some, I pulled the screens out. I didn't realize that the pin would fall out this side. I thought it was retained somehow. I dropped them probably in my parts washer sink. But anyways, so I need to buy new ones because I lost some pins. One closing remark. I found out who carries these, and it is McMaster Car. You can buy them through a number of distributors, Bijur, Delamon, but McMaster Car sells 3 types. And guess what? It's the same 3 types I need. You got to specify the number when you order them, but they sell, M is no longer available because it's mesh only. It's the filter felt is what's available. So for this one, I'm going to go to McMaster Car and order an FTA, because A is without the accessory elbow or T fitting. So I'm going to 1/8 inch pipe thread to 1/8 inch pipe thread, 1/8 inch pipe thread to 5/32 or 4mm tubing thread, and here's 4mm or 5/32 tubing thread to 1/8 inch pipe. So McMaster Car has these 3 fittings, so I'm going to buy a whole bunch of these and a whole bunch of these, the M series, which are now the F series for the Giddings and Lewis, to fix that up. And I didn't realize McMaster Car had these. If I needed some of these reverse flows for the Harding HLVH, I could have gotten them from McMaster Car. But I got them from like Automation Integrators, and I paid too much for them. I think these were like $18 and change. McMaster Car, I think they're $16 and change. Doesn't matter. But McMaster Car is your go-to. DJ sent me some stickers, so go to Foxberg's Fabricating there and check out his channel. He's got a new power hacksaw. Anyhow, thanks DJ, and yeah man, you got these Bijur fittings. Yeah, you can clean them a little bit by taking that out, and the pin will come out. If you take this apart and it's got the felt, you can probably just not use the felt and put the screen back in, put the pin in, and put the screen in. There's a guy on YouTube showing cleaning these by using a propane torch and lighting them on fire. There's a spring in there. There's a little rubber on the disc. You're going to destroy that. And I left that a comment for the gentleman. You know, you're going to anneal the spring and render the check valve useless, and that rubber disc is obviously going to give up the ghost when you expose it to flames on a propane torch. So don't do that. I mean, whatever, it's a free country. Thanks for watching this. I hope you got something useful about the Bijur lubricators. Doozer Shop.